this is the thing, right? So, I saw Sinners last weekend, and you saw Sinners last weekend too,
For sure.
And guess what, guys? So usually I wait until the end of at the end of the show where we talk about like the new music, the new movies and TV, all that stuff. But Sinners was so freaking good. I want to talk about it right now. So this is your spoiler alert warning. Here's your spoiler alert warning. If you have not seen Sinners, this is your spoiler alert warning. When I upload these episodes, in the description I have timestamps, so go ahead and look in the description and click through this, because this is your spoiler alert warning. J-Rob, I loved it.
I loved it too.
How you feel about it? I
felt good. I felt like we needed that. It was original. I haven't seen so much original stuff in like years.
Okay, so first off, the genre, right? So they categorize this movie as like a horror movie.
Right.
Personally, I guess you could put it in the horror category if you're like you're scrolling through Netflix real quick, but I'm fine with like a thriller. I'm fine with describing it as a thriller. Or suspense. Yeah, it's not really a horror situation for me. I'm like a thriller fantasy.
Right.
Like, even though like it has like vampires in it and it's a bit gory, here and there, like after like a certain point in the movie. But I just don't. Even though even with those things in it, I still don't think it was like a like horror.
Right.
It was more of like a fantasy type of thing.
I can see that.
So in the movie, right? Of course, it was set like in the 30s or 40s? 1932. Yes. So it was set in 1932, and so the movie had a lot of meaning in it. I need to go and watch it again because I know I missed some things. But the movie had a lot of meaning in it. It was a black story, of the black experience in the 30s, and there was also a lot of, I feel like there were a few biblical references. Correct me if I'm wrong. So for me, again, I need to go back and like watch everything again because I know I missed some things. But for me, one reference that I felt like I caught on to was when the head vampire, I guess, when he first came on the screen, he dropped down, and it symbolizes like when the devil sends a fallen angel to go and get the fallen angel to make them do what you want them to do. He came to the door and got the couple, right. And he turned them into vampires. But when he came on the screen, he like fell down.
It was burning. Right?
He was burning, right. And he fell down. So that was like the fallen angel. When Michael B. Jordan's twin characters, when they bought that pub, not a pub, what was it, a juke joint, whatever, whatever. It was the KKK guy, the white supremacist. Yep. He sold it to them, but it was a slaughterhouse, and they were going to come back and kill them, right? But it's almost like those people, the people let you think that you have control of something when you really don't.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when they were having the party, the three vampires came, and it was like, oh, you're not invited to this cookout type shit. Oh, why is she here? She's like family.
Right.
She's invited to the cookout.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was a point in the party. Do you call it would you call it a party or joint. A juke joint?
Yeah,
okay, a juke joint. Like, it was a point in the juke joint where they showed different. They time traveled. They showed a different timeline of the evolution of partying, right?
That was
it showed you that Black people have we are the root of the like pop culture influence. Like when they showed like the b-boys and then the funky guitar, the twerkers, and all these like this whole timeline of Black influence. Yeah. That's the poster child for pop culture. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, like it shows you like we're the root of a lot of influence.
We are.
Like,
we are.
Wow.
That scene was crazy though. That was like
what?
That entire the scene. That's what they call it. The scene. Yeah, that scene. That whole entire scene was crazy.
How do you feel about Michael B. Jordan's twins? Right, where like the one twin was with the Black woman, and like the black woman that held down the household, the black woman that was like his rock almost, right? But then the other twin had like his nice like white flame, like this naughty, this naughty, like, you know, secret flame.
Right.
How'd you feel about that?
That dynamic.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that? How'd you feel about that?
Oh man. Well, I think it was Smoke, right? It was,
who was the good one? Smoke was the good one.
Stapp. I thought it was Stapp.
Okay, never. I don't know. I forgot.
No, Smoke.
Smoke had the blue hat on, and no, not Smoke, but the good one had the blue hat on. The bad one had the red hat on. So which one was which?
I know. Hey, we gotta see it.
I forgot.
Yeah, I know.
The good twin, the bad twin. Go do that.
Yeah, right. Good.
So which one we talking about?
The good twin.
Okay, what about him?
No, and I think it was the black one was married to the bad one, right?
Huh?
It was either
no one was married.
No, I know that. I'm just saying she was with the black
Who was with who?
The bad one, good and bad. I'm thinking about good and bad. But as the dynamic between the girlfriend and the black and the white girl, right?
Mm-hmm,
That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the one twin has the black woman that held down the household. She's like the rock almost. She had that spirit of like she held it down. Right. She has problems, but she's working through it. Like they lost their child, and you know she's still doing what she has to do to hold down the household. Right. Then the other one had like this forbidden love for this this other woman where it's like this kind of like I can't be too much with you, and like it's like
Nah, well, I felt like the black lady, she held it down for sure.
I love her, by the way. Let me say her name, the actress, because she also played in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You didn't watch that show?
I still haven't watched that.
Oh, you got to go watch that show.
It's a lot of shows I got to watch.
Yeah, you got to go watch that show. She was in Lovecraft Country in a similar a similar aesthetic, a similar time, time frame. Let me see. Her name is Wunmi Masaku. Ma'am, if I mispronounce your name, I'm so sorry. But yes, she was wonderful. She was absolutely wonderful. Shout out to Miles Caton, because that was his first movie, Preacher Boy. That was his first movie. He did amazing. He did amazing. You could not tell that was his first movie. It was so funny. When he was messing with that married woman.
Berlin.
That married woman, and I was on Twitter, and somebody was like, because the woman, she walked them, I guess she walked a long way to get to the juke joint or whatever. She walked, they would walk, they walking long distances in the back in the day, child. Could not be me, okay. But when he wanted to go down on her, and she was like, let me freshen up. I walked a long way to get here. He was like, I just want to taste it. I was on Twitter, and somebody was like, what they say? Let me go on her page.
The ice cream is talking about it's gonna be like licking ice cream.
Who said that?
I think it was Smoke. It's either Smoke or Stack.
He was talking about eating coochie.
Yeah. When they was driving.
I forgot. See, I gotta watch it. I know I missed some stuff. Some stuff.
You went to go get some nachos.
Oh, what?
Like, no.
Not some nachos, but I definitely was a little tipsy, because I like to be tipsy at the movie theater. I ain't gonna do.
For real?
I love being tipsy at the movie theater. Where is it at? It was a tweet that Kane made. Shit. Oh, she said, Preacher Boy would have passed out under my skirt after I just walked a mile to the juke joint, baby. You don't want to taste this. Would have passed out, child.
Hey, yo.
Anywho, I loved it. Y'all gotta go watch it again. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna take notes next time, or just just enjoy it. But it was so good. I can't wait till it comes out. But Ryan Coogler was the director of the movie. Okay. Yes. So let me see. The movie did amazing. The movie actually did amazing in the box office. People have been raving about it, and it performed very well. It's only been like the second week now, I think. This is the second weekend coming up. Week, yeah. So Ryan Coogler was talking about the deal that he had with Warner Bros. On the film. But before I want to say this. Ben Stiller, the actor Ben Stiller, he's also in support of the film. And this is a black film. This is a black starring film. This is a black directed film. So there's a headline that came out recently that said Sinners has amassed $61 million in its global debut. It's a great result for an original R-rated horror film, yet the Warner Bros. Release has a $90 million price tag before global marketing expenses. So profitability remains a ways away. So Ben Stiller retweets it and says, in what universe does a $60 million opening for an original studio movie warrant this headline? Like, why are you highlighting this right now? Like, what are you doing? That's weird, right?
Yeah.
That was the first weekend, right? So of course now it's like, I think it's at 90 million, I think,
It has a surpassed by now.
yeah.
Sure.
But Ryan Coogler was actually on, let me see, Ryan Coogler was on, let me see, what was this? He was speaking on a news network recently, and he was talking about his deal, right? I'm going to play a little bit of the audio, and I'm going to read the caption. Here it is.
About what you negotiated in making Sinners, the arrangement you had with Warner Brothers. The New York Times reports Warner Brothers agreed to spend $90 million to make Sinners and agreed to give you a cut of gross ticket sales, now rare arrangement known as first dollar gross, meaning before they recoup their costs, you're getting money as well. Warner also agreed, and this is absolutely key, to relinquish its ownership of the film to you after 25 years. The Times reports, quote, some rival film companies were horrified that Warner Brothers would give a film away even after a period of time. Talk about these key components of your contract and why this was so critical for you, Ryan Coogler.
That's a great question. I mean, what I will do is I'll maybe add some context that maybe those articles did not. I'm not the first filmmaker to get any of these deals, you know. And Warner Brothers is not the first studio to provide these deals to a filmmaker. You know, so like I think that a lot has been made of my deal in particular. I'm not totally sure why. You know, I have my guesses. You know, but I've been in the industry long enough to know what kind of deals are possible, and nothing about this deal is a new thing. You know.
What's your guesses,
Ryan?
It
is not a I'd rather not say.
He'd rather not say, but we all know. Did you guys watch Sinners? You see somewhere in that movie where we can parallel this to this, parallel what we saw in that movie to this moment right here, okay? But I'm going to read the caption as well. So it says, as y'all know, this is via the Neighborhood Talk. As y'all know, Ryan Coogler's original film Sinners has been a box office hit despite it only being on its second week of release. Recently, news dropped that Coogler made an agreement with Warner Bros. Stating that the studio would provide him $90 million to make the film and give him first dollar gross, meaning a cut of the ticket sales as well as complete ownership of the film in 25 years. Other film companies were reportedly horrified that Warner Bros. Would make this type of ownership deal with Coogler. Coogler is speaking out on the uproar his deal has caused, saying that he's confused on why, due to this deal not being the first of its kind. In other words, this deal is not unique. Other prominent directors, including Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan, have made similar deals, but of course, they're of a different demographic, if y'all know what I mean. So, there's that. Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah. It says that Coogler then went on to explain how he was adamant about getting ownership of Sinners because it was a personal project in his first movie that was not a part of a franchise. You know, because he did Black Panther. Oh, didn't he direct Fruitvale Station?
He did that too, yeah.
Okay. Personal project. Yes, so, you know, yes. For this one, because it was so personal and because I had the ability to negotiate, I asked for a few things that are very important to me for this project. Period. So that's amazing. That's awesome, and I can't wait to keep. You know, I've always supported Ryan Coogler's films without even knowing who he was.
Right.
I've definitely seen Fruitvale Station. You know, the sad, that sad story, and then I of course I saw Black Panther 1 and 2, and I saw the first Black Panther 4 times. I went to go to the movie theater 4 times. I made sure
it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was good, but I just wanted to support because it was just so important.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I saw Sinners, and was Ryan Coogler a part of Creed? He was. Yeah, I saw all the Creeds. But I was a part of the conspiracy about Sinners, where I was like, why is Michael B. Jordan playing twins? And was so-and-so was Jonathan Majors supposed to be in this movie? Because I saw them posters. I'm like, Jonathan Majors would fit right on in this cast.
Yeah, the way
he would have fit right on in this motherfucker.
Facts.
But no, after watching the movie and after watching interviews, during the promo run, it does make sense that they're twins, and even in the ending, it makes sense that they were twins.
Right.
So it's just a great movie. I love that it came out in April, and I'm so excited for this year, Gerald. There's so many different. There's a couple trailers that came out this year. I'll talk about it in the movie segment of the show. There's some great trailers. I'm so excited for TV and movies this year. So I'm really excited.
Different feeling.
Yeah. Anywho,